everybody, it's your girl Samantha here, and today I wanted to talk about this couple in Atlanta that has died from murder-suicide, police say. So this is from independent.co.uk, and this story has really stuck with me because I feel like it's dealing with mental illness. And so I really wanted to speak out as an African-American mother because I just feel like our community still needs to really understand more about mental health and like when you should get help, and that everything can't be fixed with the church and, you know, saying scriptures. And it's not a knock against the Bible, because I do believe in the Bible. I obviously, well, I'm not going to say obviously because there are some black atheists, but I believe in God. But, you know, I've walked away from religion. I'm more spiritual. So let me jump right into this, and then I'm going to offer my commentary probably throughout the article as things speak to me as I'm reading. So the title says, Atlanta influencers with 8 children found dead in murder-suicide, police say. Things in your life can change for the good or the bad overnight, literally, wife says in Facebook Live before her death. So it said a married couple has left behind 8 children after they died in a murder-suicide just 6 months after moving to Atlanta, Georgia to expand their businesses. Kiana Burns, aged 44, and Ronell Burns, aged 46, were home alone on 6 November, just before 9 p.m., when Ms. Burns shot her husband to death and then killed herself with the weapon, police have said. Ms. Burns posted a video of herself singing and dancing with one of her children just hours before the shootings. Police said the child was with a relative when the couple died. So that just goes to show, first, my comment is, don't put everything on social media. People live these lives on social media. They like to try to portray a life that they don't really have. So I really would just say, if you're already dealing with some mental health, like, I feel like the first thing you should do is step away from social media. You definitely don't want your business, like, it's kind of like a rock and a hard place, because a lot of times nowadays, if you're not having a media presence or an online presence, it's as if you don't exist. So, you know, you can have an online presence, but you don't need to, like, you can have a website, you can have a Facebook page for your business, but you don't need to be on there making videos all the time. Because as people are seeing, a lot of these quote unquote influencers, they have some pretty crazy lives behind the scenes. And so it really does like disenfranchise people, and it's demoralizing. It just makes you feel like, if you see another influencer, should I really be listening to this person? What is their life really like behind the scenes? Because you just see so many people putting on this happy face, and then next thing you know, they've committed suicide, or they're these serial cheaters, even though they're giving you relationship advice all the time, Derek Jackson. And you guys get the gist. So I would just say, you know, if you feel like you're depressed and you're not feeling happy, you should not go to social media for your therapy. You need to actually go to an actual therapist and possibly a psychiatrist to get the medication you need, because mental illness requires a medical diagnosis. Like, this is not something that you can just pray away or get on social media and have people give you a virtual hug. You have to like go and really get treated for these conditions. This is like a real condition, as if you like had an actual disease like cancer, or if you had lost a limb, you have to go to the doctor for that. So people think because they can't see mental illness that it's something that it does not need to be treated by a doctor, but it does. So if you're feeling like you're having more gloomy days than happy days, and you just can't, or you just cannot get out of your funk, like you're upset and you cannot get happy, no matter how much you do the things that usually used to make you happy, like going on vacations or shopping or whatever, partying with friends or whatever. Like, if those things don't make you happy, then you're in trouble. It's time to call, you know, a crisis hotline or the doctor. Go to your primary care doctor and just tell them, like, I'm feeling a certain type of way. And they usually can give you some referrals of, you know, where you can go from there to get the help you need. So this says Ms. Burns posted a video. Okay, sorry, I just read that. So it says, I'm asking you one thing because I really need it right now. I need prayer. I need strength. I need love. And so this lady right here, she is actually really crying out for help. As a black woman who suffers from depression and anxiety, I can tell you that these words, you may not really understand how difficult it might be for a black woman to admit to the world, you know, I'm not that strong black woman. I need help. I can't do everything by myself. So in these words that she's saying, where she's saying, I need prayer, she like literally repeats it. That is her calling out for help, and her saying, I need love. Like that sounds, I feel this desperation. So Miss Burns said in a Facebook Live video on 30 October, as she struggled to grow accustomed to life in Georgia after leaving St. Louis, Missouri, pray for me. And remember, like all their families were back in St. Louis, Missouri. So they moved away from like their entire support system, which is like the next biggest red flag. When you suffer from like a mental illness, you do not want to really do that if you can help it. So she lost her entire support system. So it says a couple moved to grow their businesses, Critique Designs, Beauty and Barber Salon, and their Primerica insurance business. And so it said on social media, Ms. Burns shared images of her Maserati Levant that her husband gave her last year. She also showed off a car trunk filled with bags by Louis Vuitton. And so this is where they say money can't buy you happiness. So it's like you're online, you're posting this facade of a life like you guys just have money, you're living this fabulous, glamorous life, and behind the scenes, everything's falling apart. They were talking about they had came almost to get a divorce, and they decided to stay together. So it's like a lot of things behind the scenes we just don't know, like what brought them to the brink of talking about getting a divorce, and they decided to stay together. But does that mean that you resolve those issues? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like I used to be married, and sometimes, a lot of things are swept under the rug or under the carpet. Like they're not really ever resolved. You have to get that help, that counseling, that actual real help. And your church cannot do everything, because sometimes churches are biased. And so they might be telling you things to keep you together, because that's what the religion is telling you to do. So you might want to go to someone outside the church that can give you an unbiased, real perspective of what you need to be doing in this relationship to hopefully heal and stay together. But if that's not the case, then you can't force something that just isn't working. So let's see here. So it says, okay, so she wrote in this post with her new car, listen up, everyone, clears my throat. God has truly been showing out for me lately, and I am truly grateful and filled with joy. So yesterday, my husband decided to surprise me with a Maserati Levante. I think that's how you pronounce it. I have no clue what that car even is. It is way out of my price range. But she's saying, man, have y'all ever just sat back and thought about your life and said, dang, everything I've been working for, everything I've been fighting for, and everything I've been praying for is happening. Because I have so many tears of joy in my heart right now. My life is unbelievable. No, not because of material things, but because we are now starting to experience a hope that's been planted years ago. Thank you, baby Ronell Dwight Burns, for who you are and all you do. I love you. So it said hashtag never give up on your hopes and dreams. Hashtag Black Love, hashtag My Ride or Die, hashtag Meet the Burns. And she put, when we had nothing, we still had everything in each other. So Ms. Burns had more than 16,000 followers on Instagram and almost 5,000 friends on Facebook. Right now, my husband is at a retreat. I stayed back because we have our children here, she said during her Facebook Live. However, I just hopped on here because you have to be prepared for life changes no matter what it is that is taking place. I'm trying to encourage someone because things in your life can change for the good or the bad overnight, literally. And if you don't feel like you are a strong enough individual, some things may take you out. So she put, like, real talk, I have some very positive people on my timeline, and they help me through my gloomy days because, yes, I do have them. So, she basically is looking for therapy from people who are not qualified. And even if they were qualified, they can't really help you from a Facebook timeline. She needs to be in somebody's office who's qualified and has gotten education in this work and can really help her through her quote-unquote gloomy days. So Ms. Burns added, honestly, if I'm being totally perfectly honest, I'm having one right now. And the reason I'm going live is sometimes you got to reach out and tell people that you need love. You need support. You need care. You just need a hug. And honestly, you guys, I need that. I need that right now. She needed therapy. The hug and the virtual love and the fake support, all that's not good. It's not good enough when you're dealing with a real deal mental illness. And the reason why I took it to that level, I'll let y'all know as we continue reading, because it's not just, I'm having a bad day. No, it was clearly something deeper than that. So she said, God knows I would do anything to wake up from this nightmare, she wrote on Facebook on 23 October. So even like on here on 23 October, she was saying, God knows I would do anything to wake up from this nightmare. what was the nightmare? And did people respond to that? You know, she's clearly crying out for help. So friends and coworkers shared their grief on social media following the news of their deaths. To know this couple, Kiana Burns and Ronell Burns, you had no choice but to love them, Rowena Terry wrote on Facebook. They were selfless, loving, and caring. A lot of people say money makes you act different, but not them. They are so down to earth and very humble. They lit up any room they walked in, motivational to others, and only wanted to change the world. Police have said that they have no record of domestic violence at the family's home. The couple had both their own children as well as kids from previous relationships. And remember, guys, they had 8 children. So marriage is work. It is a lot of stress. It can be a lot of stress. And children, 8 children is a lot of stress. Then they're running like basically 2 businesses. So they were like always together because they're running these businesses. From what they said, these businesses they had together. So, and then when you start buying stuff like Maseratis and, you know, all that stuff looks good for the gram, you know, to put online and say like, look, we've made it. But you have to pay those car notes and those house notes, and those are additional commitments you have to take care of. And so that just adds more to the stress. So this says right here, Mr. Burns was featured on an episode of Divorce Court 8 years ago as he separated from his first wife. He accused her of cheating, while she said he also cheated and destroyed her credit history. So he said in a YouTube video that he also considered divorcing Kiana Burns. And it's like, why are you telling everybody your business? I don't know. I don't know. It's like, you can't tell everybody your business. They just going to use it to run with it. Unless it was like, I'm trying to teach y'all a lesson learned, like we were going through this and now we're better than ever, which I think he was saying something along those lines. But I just feel like people put way too much on social media. So he said, we decided we was going to get a divorce, that we didn't want to be with each other no more. He said, we were just done with each other. But in the video recorded early this year, he added that they eventually chose to try to work it out. So this is shortly before 9 p.m. on November 6th, Kiana Burns, age 44, shot and killed her husband, 46-year-old Ronell Burns, before turning the gun on herself, according to Sergeant Salvador Ortega with Sandy Springs Police. No one else was in the home at the time of the shootings, Ortega said. Wow, it's like, what are the chances? 8 children, and none of them are there? It's really interesting. So they said the couple founded For His Glory Ministries and Critique Designs Beauty and Barber Salon in their hometown of St. Louis before moving earlier this year. Then during the video, Burns said the move had been difficult for the couple, so she posted another video on social media. And she said the move to Atlanta had been difficult for the couple and their children. The two have 8 children between them. Burns indicated she was struggling with her mental health. Okay, so that's like the first time I've ever seen anybody say that, like I guess in black and white, like she saw the words. Because I knew. I was like, this girl is clearly dealing with something. Because you can be dancing. People just don't know how depression works. Because people probably wonder, like, how could she be dancing 1 minute and the next minute she's, like, killing her husband and then turning the gun on herself? But, yeah. So they said, according to the Christian Post, Ronell Burns appeared on Divorce Court 8 years ago with his ex-wife, Avis Burns, who claimed he cheated on her and damaged her credit. He also accused his ex-wife of cheating. Several years later, Burns appeared to have turned his life around through his ministry with Kiana. Fake news. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't have a whole lot of faith, which is an interesting word to use, but I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Christianity, the church. I don't buy into it. I think it's all fake. It's a facade. It's fake news. So let me go ahead and play this video really quickly.
Now, y'all know I don't be doing this Facebook Live stuff. I just felt the need to hop on here for just a moment, not long at all, and kind of just talk about, life changes. For those that don't know, about 5-6 months ago, my husband and myself, we moved to Atlanta to expand our business. Still have the beauty and barber salon in St. Louis, Missouri. Y'all know that's the hometown, but we did come here to expand. We did a lot of great things in Missouri, so Atlanta is a place where I always wanted to be. What's up, y'all? What's up, Amanda? But look, y'all, I'm telling you, if you don't stay prayed up and you don't keep faith, things can swivel in and take you out. I'm telling you, you guys, like the transition. It wasn't necessarily a smooth one. It wasn't a hard one either, but it was something that we chose to do. And when you come to a new state or city and you're trying to learn people and you're trying to learn, the things that they do, and that could be challenging. And coming here with our kids, just us and our kids, it's just us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got nobody. We can't drop the kids off at our kinfolk's house. We can't go, so right now my husband is, at a retreat. I stayed back due to, because we have our children here. However, I just want to talk about her because you have to be prepared for life changes, no matter what it is that's taking place. And I'm trying to encourage someone because things in your life can change for the good or the bad overnight, literally. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't feel like you're a strong enough individual, some things may take you out. You know what I'm saying? I've come in contact with so many people where they feel like they can't make it to the next day because certain circumstances happen. But you have to know the things that you're going through is for a reason. Now, you may not even be going through something for you yourself. It may be for somebody else and someone else's strength. So I made a post earlier where I said you have to continue to encourage people because what you're going through could be their lifeline to survive. You know what I'm saying? And I know for me, sometimes when I get on social media, we all know it's like we get on there and we be like, social media, I just can't stand it. It get on my nerves. People this, that. But I'm telling you, it's some strong sisters and brothers on social media that keep me going some days. Like, real talk. I have some very positive people that's on my timeline, and they help me through my gloomy days because, yes, I do have them. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, if I'm being totally, perfectly honest, I'm having one right now. And the reason I'm going live is because sometimes you got to reach out and tell people that you need love, you need support, you need care, you just need a hug. And honestly, you guys, I need that. I need that right now. I mentor so many women. I encourage so many women. I pump life and positivity in so many women. But sometimes I need that myself. And God knows right now, I need that, you all. Hey, everybody. What's up, Roy? What's up, y'all? I'm just saying, like, you got to get to the point where you got that love circle that's going to support you no matter what, that's going to be there for you no matter what, that's going to be able to help you and talk you through things that you feel like you just can't get through. Because if we leave things to ourselves, we start thinking to ourselves and we start making bad decisions. But you got to have somebody. I always say, if I'm not around people that can help me stretch, I'm not around the right type of people. You got to have people that's around you that's not yes men, people that's going to help you think, people that's going to help guide you to positivity, to greatness, to things you really need to do and be in life. And that's what I want around me. It's a lot of people that I used to hang with, and I love them to death and love their souls, but they're not where I want to be. They're not. It's places I want to be in life. It's things I want to do. And I've just decided for myself that I'm going to figure out a way to get around those people. Because every day, Kiana want to keep growing. And you should too. You guys, I'm asking you one thing. Because I really need it right now. I need prayer. I need prayer. I need strength. I need love. I do. Stay encouraged. I'm going to go in my home, go in my little prayer room. I'm going to talk to God. Y'all pray for me. And I promise I'm going to keep praying for everybody else that need encouragement. I love you all. Talk to you soon.
And so I wish I could have reached her, Kiana. She seems like she is a good person. And I wish I could have just grabbed her and said, girl, go get some help. Not the prayer room. Get on your phone and call the crisis hotline. Get in your car and don't talk to people on Facebook Live. Drive to your primary care doctor or a place that's going to be open urgent care. And just tell them how you're feeling and they can take it from there. Let go and let God. Like, I pray every night. My grandmother taught me how to pray when I was a little girl. And I still, to this day, say the same prayer. And I pray for others, and I've added some more prayer words into that prayer that I learned as a little girl. But I feel like God will put things in your path. And I know, like, we tend to not like science or trust doctors for good reason. For good reason. This country is so racist. So, you might have to trial and error. You might want to go online on Google or Yelp and look at reviews before you go see a therapist or a psychiatrist. But to have all the money they had, it's like people try to make their lives. Something is not by buying things. And to me, it's like if you have all that money, you should have good health care insurance. You should have good health insurance. And so your health is your real wealth. That's your real wealth. And it sounds boring, just like getting life insurance is boring to Black people. But these are the conversations we need to be having. Now, we talk about the same stuff over and over, and it's just like, if this stuff worked, then we would be in a better place as a Black community. We have to try something different. We have to do something different. If there's a Black person that's telling you, hey, I'm happy with my life. Mentally, I'm in a better place. My life isn't perfect, but I'm happier than I used to be. Maybe you should try that something different as well. I just wish, like, when I was watching that video, I just wish I could have grabbed her and hugged the hell out of that girl and take her hand and just tell her, let's go get you some real help. Not the prayer room, not Facebook Live, none of that mess. Let's go get you some real deal help. And she would probably still be here today. The children would still have their mom and their dad. Mental illness is a real thing. It's like an invisible disease. Like, people see it every day, but they don't see it. They'll see it in different ways that it manifests itself in all these different capacities, like her committing suicide and killing her husband. Her coming on Facebook Live for like the first time, which was out of character. It's just different things. Like maybe even just the fact that she wasn't crying, but she said she needed a hug and she needed love. It's like, where are the tears? It's almost like you're dead inside, like a shell of yourself. Maybe because you cried too much already. You don't have anything left. Man, I remember like when I was spiraling, when I was at my lowest, it was like I was walking in some dream, like it wasn't my life. Even to this day, it feels like it happened to somebody else. That's how out of character I was behaving. It's like I was walking around in a fog. I was out of it all the time. You can't cry because you don't really know that you're suffering. Like, you don't know what's wrong with you. And I remember just going to my doctor and telling her, I just went to patient first, just a regular place. I didn't have a specific doctor at the time, but I had been seen there before. And so I just went there and told her, I don't know what's wrong with me, but please help me. That's all you have to do. Because people on Facebook Live, on the social media, they don't know. And they might know and be too scared to talk about it. They might be able to look at you and know exactly what you're going through and too scared to say, you need to call a doctor. And just tell them, help me. You could probably call any doctor and tell them help you, and they'll know where to tell you to go from there. Because doctors know what mental illness looks like, and they know what the process is. Like, they know where the next step is. People who haven't been through it before or who've never sought help, they're not going to know what to tell you. They just come like, girl, pray, and girl, do this, and that's not enough. In a pretend world, in a utopia world, marriage would have you living happily ever after. You wouldn't need doctors to balance your hormone, in like the hormones in your body. You would just be perfect. But that's not real life, is it? That's not reality. That's not real. It's just not. Somebody has to be willing to sit you down and have a real conversation. And it might just save your life. So I'm hurting because she's hurting. There's a lot of black people out there hurting. We are so broken, and we never get a break from the pain. We never get a break. It's always like this white supremacy pounding down on our heads on top of everything else we have to deal with. It's too much sometimes. I always tell people, if anybody can claim mental illness, it should be a black person. Over any other group, we definitely suffer from mental illness. All of us do. Whether you want to admit it or not, you can look around our community and tell we're suffering from mental illness. We have mental health issues. That's why we can't be together in a functional relationship. We got all this crime, these kids out here, and even older people, like that 39-year-old guy that ran over those people. He looks crazy. He looked like he could have used some mental help. Weed ain't gonna do it. He was telling me he's a stoner. They ain't gonna cut it. Like, you can do these things in addition to getting medical help, getting some medical attention. But yeah, you can pray. I still pray. I'll never let go of my God. I just won't do it. But I would be lying to you if I just said, oh, that's enough. Maybe God created the doctors and the medicines to help us until we could find something else. So, I don't know. I'm no expert at this. I'm just speaking from my heart, from my experience. So hopefully I can help someone else. Because I know when I was spiraling, I didn't have anybody there to help me. Like, no one, like, I had people who loved me, who were around, but they didn't know what to tell me to do. They didn't know what to tell me. They couldn't help me. And everything I learned, I try to pass the information on. Even if I could just save one life and help one person, I would just be grateful. But I really wish I could save the entire world. So I'm sending my condolences to the loved ones and the family members, the friends of the Burns couple, the Burnses. Kiana, I pray you have found peace now. I pray you're in peace, that you're at peace. I pray your husband has found some peace. That's all I can say from my heart is rest in peace. And I wish more could have been done to save you guys. Those beautiful children could have their parents alive. And your loved ones could have you alive. Your friends could have you. So you could continue to go on to do the great work you were doing in mentoring others and promoting entrepreneurship, which is huge and really needed in the Black community. And now we have nothing from you guys. We don't have you anymore to do these things for us, to help our community progress. And that's a true loss. It's a true loss. So you guys, make sure to leave your comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.